Howdy doody, it's Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, and it is Vaper Scene. Good evening to you all out there. We've got the usual stuff coming today, and we're going to start this week with a little bit of this.
And now it's time for Show Us Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK.
And this week's winner is Louise, aka Vaporholic on UK Vapors, with her musical mods. Well done, Louise. We'll get in touch and we'll get some juice to you.
Show Us Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Louise. Nice mods. We will contact you and we'll get some juice to you. And if you would like to win some juice, you know what to do. Send us an email to vaperscene@vaportrails.tv. Now, a lot of you may have seen a post that John from Flavour Art has on UK Vapors in relation to a little kid called Jack Armstrong who has autism. There is a little post on there and he's asking for a small donation, and for that donation you go into a raffle. And I'd just like to show you this little video.
A mum from Cheshire whose son is severely autistic says a radical treatment that relies on a team of local volunteer carers is helping them to battle his condition. She's recruited more than a dozen strangers to help look after her son. Anne O'Connor has the story.
Mum? Mum in the mirror.
When Jack Armstrong was first diagnosed with autism, his mum didn't want anyone to know. He stopped giving people eye contact and his speech wasn't developing. He became engrossed in his own little world.
It just felt like I'd lost him somewhere. He once was really affectionate and would look at TV programmes, talk to me, play with me, hug and cuddle me, and then all of a sudden he just wasn't interested at all.
Increasingly desperate and dissatisfied with his progress at school, Natalie Armstrong made the decision to teach him at home using a technique known as the Sunrise programme. But it meant she'd have to recruit complete strangers to come into her home and interact with her son. She put up a poster in the local shop asking for volunteers.
I remember the first time I'd done it and put it in Frodsham, driving away from the shop and thinking, that's my child. But yeah, it surprised me. People came and people wanted to help. It's just amazing. It's got my little boy suddenly coming back. He cuddles, kisses me again. He was maybe just a little bit lost, and yeah, he's coming back.
Jack has been on the Sunrise programme for 2 years now. Volunteers work one-to-one with him throughout the day. One of them is Rachel.
I do a 2-hour session. Sometimes I'll do a couple a day, sometimes just the one. We'll go in, I'll pick something to take in the room with me, go in, loads of energy, excitement, smiles, a lot, try and sell it to Jack. His understanding is amazing. He didn't really have that when I started, and his eye contact, now when I started he just wouldn't look at you, now he stares at you. And everyone just loves doing it. I don't think anyone ever has a bad day when you're in there.
The Sunrise programme is a recognised treatment for autism, but the National Autistic Society says each child will respond differently to different approaches. Natalie's now hoping she can prove to her council that Jack's making good enough progress for it to fund his education at home. Anne O'Connor, Granada News, in Kingsley, near Frodsham.
And I'm sure you'll all agree, it's a good cause to put a couple of quid into and possibly win some extremely good stuff. And don't forget that Gary Dibley has also got an appeal going on UK Vapers and on Vaper Child's TV for children in need, and I'm quite sure that children in need will also be helping kids with autism too, so it's always a good cause. And I know we're asking you a lot over this week, but if you can donate, please do. I think everyone would really appreciate it. Now then, speaking of Mr. Dibley, have a little look at this.
Juicy, 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 juicy.
Hello. Well, it's me. It's Gary, and I'm on the Vaper Scene show, shall we say, doing my first little bit of Juicey Juicey, and the big bang in the background, and that one, well, fireworks. So you can sort of guess what time this is being filmed. Enough what? I'm going to show you what I'm going to be looking at while the bangs continue. I've been trying to do this in between bangs. It is not working. We have some liquid juice from, I believe, Richie. Here we go. We had some apple and some menthol. Now, hoping that the bangs are going to stop now. The first thing that I was sort of expecting with this menthol, now I've had the Richie disposables, and the Richie disposables, the menthol in there was more of a, I would describe it as a tic-tacky type taste. Now I have the menthol in the carto with the menthol tip. And these are at 9mg. Now, to be honest, at 9mg, that ain't half bad. I've been quite impressed with it. I've never tried 9mg juice, so it's a first for me as well. And I'm getting a throat hit. I'm getting the, you could argue it's the menthol. That was a big bang. Now, basically, there is, or there may not be, but to me, there is a definitive undertone of the menthol there. It is not a in-your-face menthol that's going to rip the back of your throat out and leave your eyes watering. It's producing nicely. As you, I think with the Richies, the little Richie eras, the disposables, it was very much a tobacco taste, an underlying tobacco taste. And I'm pretty much getting the same sort of this. Now, I haven't been to the website, haven't had a look. I'm just saying how it is. I think that's the idea of it really, isn't it? Doing a juice review. I don't do many. I'm rubbish at them. But yeah, a definite undertone of a very mild tobacco. It's very much like a menthol cigarette, to be honest with you. I like that. I like that lots. Again, taste is subjective. So you may like the menthol that's going to kick you up the bottom. I do sometimes, but that is a nice, I would call that a relaxing menthol. Not too eye streamy. The other one I've got is the apple. Now I've been experimenting with fruity flavours, and this one here, it's the first time I've used this, and instantly I'm getting a, if you like, a smell of best way to describe it, Chewits. I think they do apple Chewits. It's very much like that. If you were to go into a sweet shop and open up if you like, sour apples type thing, it's very much a green apple, but it's sweet. It smells like sweets rather than apples, if you get me. Just constipating there while I stick a few drops in my dripping netting, which does have a new coiling, by the way. Now again, vapor production is good. Throat hits a lot milder on this one than it is on the menthol. But that taste is definitely there. That taste of the best way I can describe it is a Chewits sweetie type apple, rather than, if you know, it's definitely a green apple, but that crisp green apple, it's not as sharp as that. It's more sweety, chewified, should we say? I like that one. Chewified. Is it unpleasant? No, it's damn well not. Surprising myself, trying new things. It's all good. But yeah, it's nice. It hasn't got the tobacco. Excuse me. Hasn't got that sort of tobacco hint that the menthol's got. But it's nice. I might try mixing some. I might do a appley mentholy thing. But by itself, that's not bad. And at 9 milligrams, I have surprised myself, because I could quite happily vape there, and I didn't think I could. So there we go. That is my first little venture into Juicey Juicey. It's been emotional. See you soon.
Juicy, 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 juicy.
And thank you, Gary. I'm having some strange issues with my picture for some reason, but there you go. I'll try and sort it out in this little ad break. See you in a minute.
GG. Because you want one.
iVaper and iVaper Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVaper.co.uk and iVaper-elixir.co.uk. iVaper and iVaper-elixir.co.uk are proud sponsors of VaporTrails.tv.
And now back to Vaper Scene on Vaper Trails TV.
And we're back in the room. Hello. In a moment, we are going to see a little interview I did, one of the many VaporCon interviews I did on the day, with Keith from Empire Mods. But first, back by unpopular demand, it's Auntie Arthur.
Ask Auntie Arthur. Straight answers from Yorkshire.
Dear Auntie Arthur, having only been vaping for 3 days, I noticed I'm having lung pain, like on the days you used to smoke way too many analogues. I've also developed congestion and excess phlegm in my throat. I've cleared my throat so many times yesterday that my diaphragm was really sore. My sinuses are also irritated. Is this normal for newbie vapers? My wife doesn't seem to be having these problems, and we're using ego twists with Nova tanks and CE4s and 60-40 use, and that's from Congested of Exeter. And Auntie Arthur says, now then, love, sit this end down. It's now to do with these cigs. Thou's got consumption at lung. And there'll be more advice from Auntie Arthur next week. Goodbye.
Ask Auntie Arthur. Straight answers from Yorkshire.
Will he be back next week? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? But if you do have a question you would like Auntie Arthur to look at, you know what to do. Vaper Scene at vaportrails.tv. Now then, here is the interview I did with Keith. He's a nice guy and had some really good stuff there at VapeCon. And he also imports wine. Strange. Have a look.
Yes, I'm Keith. I'm the owner of EmpireMods.com. We are located in Flushing, New York City. And we are the ones who invented the drip shield and makers of the Empire Mod.
And I know that a lot of UK vapers are customers of you.
Yes, we have a lot of UK customers, very nice people. We started shipping internationally about 2 months after we opened. We opened in 2011 in about January, and everything has been really well received in the market. So it's been 3 years. I've been vaping as of Thursday.
Oh, well done.
It's my my 3-year vaping anniversary. To make a long story short, I started with the 901 starter kit and ended up with the Empire with the 901 in the end. So
okay,
pretty much the 901 from the beginning.
Have you got anything new on the horizon?
Yes, well, basically you guys know the drip shields. We came out with them, for starters. That was the first thing that we sold online. And the Empire Mod came out maybe 2 months after that, a prototype model. with the 16 340 battery. But then we noticed the market was more calling for larger size batteries in the beginning, and we made it more of like a telescoping top tube. So this way you could use different combinations of 3.7 batteries. That's basically what we have now. Is we released a couple of new shields. I'll show on camera if you could pick it up somewhat. These are our camouflage splash anodized shields, and soon enough we'll be working on some other splash anodized sleeves in the very near future.
Very nice.
So we launched for this VaporCon, we launched about 13 different splash anodized shields, between camouflage to a white, almost like a whitish anodized purple. So I mean, different variations so people could interchange and customize their mods, you know, while saving the liquids from going in their pocket from dripping.
Yeah, it's never good, is it? Getting a pocket full of juice.
And I used to go to work. I also have a part-time business in the wine distributor, import distributor, and I've been doing that 12 years. I used to go to work all the time with a 901 device, and next thing you know, tan pants would turn into dark colored pants on the pockets. So
yeah, that's not good at all.
In the summer of 2010, me and an old German machinist came about, a good friend of mine, and we thought of something that could stop the leaking of the atomizer. Was actually a piece of Delrin. And then not much long after, we started making them anodized aluminum. And from that point forward, it really expanded into the market. And obviously, China got a hold of our product, and what do you expect, you know? But that's the way business is. So. In the U.S. and internationally, we have a lot of very, very well customers that we deal with, and I handle all the customer service direct, so anyone that deals with Empire or emails Empire is dealing with me directly.
Okay.
And I deal with customers one-on-one, and our customer service basically is what the customers really come back for, you know.
Yeah.
And then unique products as well, obviously, but that's what it's about. So, yeah, that's a pretty much breakdown of small story, long story, very short. Yeah, that's so Empire Mods. I'm dedicated to this, you know. So yeah, we have a lot of new things coming up in the future. We have a lot of good resellers. We have a few brick and mortars that are reselling our products in the U.S. We have some in Greece, and we're starting to expand slowly. But you know, we never intended to be a mass-produced item in the beginning, and still now we intend to stay that way. We make some exclusive products to other vendors and other stores, and it's been going very well to this point. So yeah, and we have new Empires coming soon. We're working on the sleeves. We did have a number of them here between yesterday. We still maybe have a couple, if I'm not mistaken, maybe one or two left out of the bunch we had. And we're going on to a new round of Empires with all new anodized. They'll be interchangeable with any current users of the Empire, so they could change the sleeve if they like out. We should be doing the locks anodized, and a lot of shields also as well. All of the new shields, all of these new anodized, these are all handmade one by one and hand mirror polished one by one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot that goes into them, and all of them in their own perspective are basically a one-off type of exclusiveness to each one. We carry other products, obviously, like Raw Vapor. We carry some exclusive liquids from him. We have about 5 flavors of his juice on our site. We carry some very good quality atomizers with custom nichrome coil and settings inside the atomizer to produce some good vapor and flavor production on our atomizers as well at this point. Mm-hmm. Basically, what I look for is I look for a lot of quality products. We do carry some products that are almost, let's say, commercial that people usually buy regularly, that we just, to compensate for other USA products we don't carry that are made in China, let's say. So we try to stay with a lot of products we produce, but unfortunately, it's a trendy market, so we have to, be up and about with that. So I appreciate all the UK support. I see a lot of reviews on the forums there when I do get to scope around the forums. And on ECF, I've been a member on ECF since day one, 3 years now, as a user more or less, not as a vendor. I don't have a section on the forum. I am unregistered supplier, but down the road, when we have a little more manpower to handle the forum, then you'll see us more or less ECF soon enough. But at this point, we're known pretty well on the internet, nationally, and we really appreciate the support from everybody.
The last question, I guess, is with your wine. Do you import any British wine? That's the question.
No, actually we don't. It's funny, we're the largest importers in the USA of Portuguese wine.
Okay.
So Portuguese, we have the largest selection in the US. We carry wines from Spain, Argentina, Australia, pretty much every other country, but I'm not directly the importer. I'm actually like a management position in the company. So if it was up to me, I would, believe me. But also I want to make mention that soon I'm going to be adjusting the international rates on our website for shipping. I might also add a global priority to help outspeed some of the shipping methods.
Okay.
So I'm working on lowering the rates for international for first class at this time. We're definitely going to be dropping the price a little lower for first class, and then adding possibly a global priority, and maybe an express for people that are really looking for quicker mail, even though it's very expensive through the USPS. But so far we've had some good luck and no lost package, no problems in the UK. And weekly we have UK orders, and appreciate the support tremendously.
Well, I know Kevin is bringing over the Vaper's Place team for the next UK Vape Fest 2013.
Really?
Yeah, Phil Posado said he'd like to sneak into one of Kevin's suitcases. But
maybe it'll fit.
I don't know, actually. And I'd love to get over to VaporCon next year, so we'll have to see how that one pans out. Yeah, it'd be really cool if I could do that.
That's great. It's a great time here. Every year it seems to grow, obviously. The people here, it's a good thing to get together with other vendors on top of it. And it's good to see a lot of vendors get along. It's a competitive market, and to see so many juice vendors get along, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it happens every year. We always have a good time, and it brings the community closer together as well. Thank you guys in the UK.
Thanks very much.
Much respect.
Cheers.
Thank you.
And that was Keith from Empire Mods. I hope you enjoyed that. Rapidly running out of time. I've got about a minute and a half, but I must just give Dave Dawn's show a plug tomorrow night. You may have seen on Gary Dibley's show last night, he had a very small brush with the Metropolitan Police's finest SO15, I think it was, and he will be spilling the beans big time tomorrow night and telling you all about it. And there's also some breaking news from the WHO, which Dave will be bringing you if it is possible to do so. So that was me for another week. I'm off to Scotland in the morning, so I'm going to take my camera with me and see what I can film when I'm up there, and I'll bring you that next week. So Vaper Scene is over today. We'll see you a week today. I was going to say that word, you know that word, but I'm not going to say that word. See you later.